Hello everyone, and welcome back again to my channel. It is good to have you back here with me again. So on this tutorial I'm going to be making this beautiful kimono dress. It's a one size fits all dress, and it's very simple to make. You just need a few measurements. You can make it in a matter of minutes or hours, really depending on how good you are. So if you have a contrasting color, that's fine. If you don't, that's also great. You can just use one color for this dress. So this dress has a ruching going on at the shoulders. I'm going to show you how to create that ruching effect. And so yeah, without waffling on too much, let's get right into it. So before we get right into the video, can I ask you to please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet? Majority of my viewers are not subscribed, but if you are subscribed, it will help me a lot. And also ensure to give me a thumbs up if you are enjoying this content so that other people can find my channel as well. Thank you. So to start off, I've already folded the fabric into four places. So I'm going to be cutting the front and the back pattern at the same time. So then the next thing I'm going to do is mark off an inch at the top of the fabric just to mark my starting point. So here I'm just going to go ahead and mark the neckline for the back pattern, which is going to be 4 inches by 1 inch. So the depth is going to be 1 inch and the width of the neckline is going to be 4 inches. This is a dropped sleeves style, so there's no need for shoulder measurement. So the only measurement that I need is the width of the fabric. So I'm going to be using 19 inches, which is what I'm marking on the garment at the moment. So I'm just going to take that measurement all the way to the bottom of the garment. Then from the edge of that 19 inches, I'm going to be marking down 15 inches for the sleeve opening. So the sleeve opening from the shoulder is going to be 15 inches. And then on that 19-inch point, I'm just going to mark down an inch for my shoulder slant, as you can see. And just do that shoulder slant from your neck measurement to the shoulders. So here I'm just measuring that 15 inches point across the garment, and then I'm just gonna square out that line, and then on that line I'm gonna come in by 5 inches, as you can see on the screen, and mark that point. And right under that 5 inches point, you want to come down by 2 inches. And then that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using these 3 points as a guide to draw my underarm curve, and that's the purpose of this section right here. So just go ahead and do your underarm curve like so, and once you finish doing that underarm curve, you want to take that measurement right through to the end of the garment. Okay, so this is the front piece and it's currently on fold. So now I'm going to be cutting off a section of the center front. I'm going to be marking 2 inches off the center front of the dress, and I'm going to cut all the way down to the length of the front piece. So in total I'm going to end up cutting off 4 inches. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is mark a V shape from the edge of the neckline to down about maybe 10 inches, as you can see on the screen. So I'm just gonna mark that point on the front pattern and also take that line straight to the edge of the neckline and then cut that extra piece off. So the next thing to do is match the pieces together at the shoulders. So right side facing the right side at the shoulders, pin the shoulders and the sides together and sew the shoulders and the sides. Okay, so I think I may have lost the footage here. So to get the length of the contrasting fabric to go around the edge of the garment, you need to measure the entire length of the dress, right from the bottom end of one side all the way around to the bottom end of the other side. So the measurement was around 120 inches, but then I cut out the length of the fabric that I'm using as 170, so that gave me enough allowance. So I've cut out 170 in length and then 5 inches wide. I'm going to be folding it into two, as you can see on the screen right now, and then just go ahead and pin that starting from one bottom end. Pin that to the garment like so, starting from one bottom end, and then pin it all the way around the edges of the garment until you finish on the other side of the garment. Okay, so the next thing to do is to do the shoulder ruching. So in order to do that, you probably need to go ahead and hem your sleeves already, or either way it doesn't matter, but it's still going to be the same thing. So either you want to hem your sleeves first or do the ruching first, it doesn't matter. So now to do the ruching, we're going to be using the shoulder allowance to do that. So I've just measured about 2 inches in from the neckline. So from the 2 inches, then that's where I'm going to be making a cut on the sewing allowance. So I'm going to be cutting the sewing allowance up to the stitching. Make sure you don't cut over the stitching. Just cut right up to the stitching, and then once you finish cutting right up to the stitching, then you just want to sew the sides of the sewing allowance down. I hope that makes sense, to create a channel whereby you can feed in your strings to do the ruching. So now that I've sewn the sewing allowance on either sides, I've got a channel at the top of the sewing allowance, but at the bottom where the sleeves ends, there is no opening there. So I'm just going ahead to use my seam ripper to create an opening for the strings to come out. So I'm just gonna make a little snip on both sides to create that little opening so that they can come out. So now I've gone ahead and made 2 strings. They're about, I don't know, 20 inches long, maybe even longer. I'm gonna use safety pin to feed in the string. So once the strings are in place, you can then do the ruching effect on the shoulder, so you can pull it up, pull it down, really depending on how you want to style it. But I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, and also make sure you share this content with your friends and family members so that other people can find my channel as well.